Hey campers, I hope you guys are doing all right. I want to talk to you guys tonight about eggs. I'm sure you're familiar with eggs. I like eating them for breakfast. The thing about eggs is they're very fragile, and that's why when you go to the grocery store and you buy a dozen eggs, they come in these little protective cartons, and each egg has its own little nest to sit in because you don't want eggs bumping into each other. You don't want them getting crushed because if you put too much pressure on an egg, it can get smashed. And in a few minutes, I'm going to try to smash these eggs. But I've challenged some of our summer staff members to build shelters for these eggs to keep them from getting smashed. And so here they are, taking a crack at trying to build shelters for the eggs. Okay, so they got their shelters built. This is Amy's shelter and Taylor's shelter and Summer's shelter. And I have 3 little eggs who are going to abide in these shelters. We'll start with this egg. It's going in Amy's shelter right here. It's got a little bassinet to sit in there. That looks pretty safe. Taylor has built a fortress here, and we're gonna get this egg up in there, and it's almost like a log cabin effect here. And then Summer's over here is really cool. Got a little flag that says egg on it, and some interior artwork on the inside, just for aesthetics, I guess. So there we go. All 3 eggs are all set. And I'm gonna start with a lightweight ball just to see how they do. So right over here, I have a little wiffle ball. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop the wiffle ball on the shelter and see if it protects the egg, okay? So we'll start with Summer's. Hey, that did good, that did good. Now here goes Taylor's. I'm gonna level this out a little bit. Oh yeah, rock solid, rock solid. And then Amy's is over here. All right, they all held up, they all survived the first one. The second one is going to be this foam ball, and it doesn't have a whole lot more weight. It's a little bit heavier. Let's see what we get on Summer's. Oh yeah, that one worked good. Okay, and then Taylor's. Oh, nice. Just grabs it and holds on to it. And then Amy's over here. Yeah, there we go. So they all survived the second ball. Now the third ball is getting a little heavier now. We're going with a croquet ball. And I'm gonna start with Summer's over here. Okay. It survived. The egg is still intact. I'm gonna replace the fortress. Now we'll go to Taylor's. All right, the egg still looks okay, held up. And Amy's over here. Oh yeah, all right, that did good. Now it's getting crazy. Now we're gonna go with a rock. We're gonna drop this rock on these fortresses and see what happens, okay? So we'll start with Summer's. Oh, the egg survived. Look at that, very good, okay. And next we'll go with Taylor's. Make sure the egg is in place. The egg is still alive. It survived also. It tried to escape a little bit, but it's still there. And then Amy's over here. Oh!
I broke on the floor.
We have a kersplat. It survived the initial drop, but then it got a little feisty when it fell off the table. So they did pretty good building these shelters. And the reason I had these guys build shelters is because I wanted to show you what life is like when we abide in Christ, when we live in the presence of God. Because Psalm 91 verse 1 tells us that those who rest in the shadow of those who abide in the shadow of the Almighty will find rest in His presence. And so the thing about God is He wants to be our fortress. He wants to be our protector. He wants to be our shelter. And when we trust in Him, when we put our faith in Jesus, He is like our fortress. He's our protector. Now, that doesn't mean there isn't going to be some rough stuff coming our way, because bad things happen, guys. And just like this this rock falling on this shelter. Man, we're going to go through some difficulties, but God's going to be there and he's going to protect us and he's going to carry us through everything that comes our way if we put our trust in him. So Psalm 91 verse 1 tells us if we will abide in his presence, he will be our shelter and we can find rest in that presence. So I want to encourage you guys, if life feels like it's getting crazy, if you feel like it's too chaotic, if you feel like everything's coming against you, God is still there and he's still watching over you and he will be your shelter through the storm. Whatever it is that you're going through, he will be your protector and you just keep trusting in him and you'll find that he'll always be there for you.